Hey guys, my name is Justin Gerhard, the host of the Gay Man channel. I'm at the Inside Out Film Festival headquarters to talk to Andrew Murphy, who is the program director, to find out what it takes to put on one of the largest LGBT film festivals in the world. Let's go have a chat.
It is absolutely my pleasure to introduce my dear friend and our wonderfully brilliant director of programming, Andrew Murphy, to introduce the film and tonight's guest.
So that means I oversee kind of the artistic vision of the organization. So in short, I watch all the movies, but in longer form, well, it can be. We consider over almost like 1,000 films a year.
Yeah.
So to get down to the 150 that we show every year in the Toronto Festival. Yeah, it's kind of overseeing that artistic vision and making sure that we're pushing our message forward and making sure that we're staying relevant and interesting and provide provocative content.
What does a film have to be in order to make it into an LGBT film festival?
Well, I think like at the root, it in some way has to have some kind of, the story or character has to be LGBTQ identified, or it's about that person. And
so it can't just be a director who's an LGBT director, even though the story doesn't have any storyline that deals with LGBT.
I mean, I'm open to that. Okay. Especially if it's a director that we've supported, over the years, and we've seen, a career arc.
So there's not like a hard boundary.
No, I mean, I think I like to keep it open, again, because if something makes sense, you don't want to discount that experience just for the sake of, well, it doesn't have a queer character in it or something. But I mean, ultimately, we know our audience is expecting that. So I think it's really about messaging and what makes sense for the program.
Do you feel a lot of pressure?
Yeah. Yes. But I mean, I love it at the same time. I mean, that's why I wanted to do this, to see if I could do it. And I really love what I do. And every year's a new challenge. You think once the festival finishes, you have this, for like a split second, you're like, oh, this is great. You
did it.
I'm like in a groove here. And then the next year, it's like,
totally.
It's like a goldfish, right? It turns around. You're like, oh, I'm starting from scratch again. And you work really hard to develop those relationships in the industry, like on the festival circuit and on the business side. But ultimately, we're in a large city, and we are the third largest festival in the city, but the two in front of us are hot dogs and TIFF. So it's like a blessing and a curse in a lot of ways.
When you've traveled, do you notice over the course of these last 6 years that because you are from Toronto and it has TIFF and it has hot dogs, that people are taking you more and more seriously as the Inside Out Film Festival?
People always take me seriously. What are you talking about?
Good.
No, I mean, it's as soon as you say Toronto, everyone defaults to like TIFF. And we're their #1 partner festival. The festival takes place in their building. So there are links, and we work really well with them, and I know a lot of the people that work there. So it is very much a community, but we are a separate entity for sure.
Absolutely.
Inside Out started back in 1991 as my understanding and what the research I've done and what Scott says. It was born out of a necessity for queer people and the community here to gather in a safe space and watch their own work, because there just wasn't an outlet for it. Once in a while something might break out and play a mainstream festival, but there was so much work that was just not getting seen outside of people's basements. So the art that they were creating, Inside Out was created to really kind of bring it all together and for a place to talk about it and watch it. And then I think that momentum grew over the years. And I think what people when I read 1991, it just seems like it's so recent, but that was 27 years ago.
Exactly.
And it wasn't that many years out of the AIDS crisis.
No.
And I think that
it was still within the AIDS crisis in a way.
Yeah, it's so true. So I think that's really important to acknowledge, because all of that I think is part and parcel of that need for a community to come together.
All right, thanks for hanging with Andrew and I. If you want to know more about Inside Out Film Festival, the link is in the description, insideout.ca. Subscribe to the channel if you've never been here before, and we'll see you next week. Y'all stay fabulous.